This is the story of Amara and her husband Kelechi. Amara discovers divorce papers she never agreed to, and a strange woman named Chisom claiming control over her husband's life. Amara soon learns the shocking truth. Kelechi isn't leaving her willingly. He's being controlled, conditioned, and manipulated by Chisom and her uncle, Dr. Okezi. With the help of Ebuka, Amarachi, and Kelechi's mother, Amara fights to bring him back. And in the end, Kelechi remembers the one thing Chisom couldn't erase: Amara. If you want more emotional, powerful stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. More stories are coming. Amara didn't know her marriage was ending until she saw her own name on an envelope she wasn't meant to touch. She had been folding Kelechi's shirts, trying to ignore the silence between them when the thin brown envelope slid out from under the stack of clothes. Her first thought was that it was a bill, until she saw the writing. To be signed by Mrs. Amara Duru. Her heart dropped. She opened it with shaking hands. And her entire world collapsed. Divorce papers, filed, stamped, approved, waiting only for her signature. Her knees weakened. "Kelechi?" she whispered, even though he wasn't in the room. There was no warning, no argument, no fight. Just a cold legal document telling her the life she had built was being erased quietly. But one thing stood out. At the bottom of the last page, beneath the lawyer's stamp, was a strange approval signature. Authorized Chisom Yudi, a name Amara had never heard. Her chest tightened. Who was Chisom? Why did she have the authority to approve Amara's divorce? Why did her signature look more like an executive order than a legal form? Amara didn't sleep that night, and by morning she would get her answer. At exactly 7:02 a.m., loud, firm knocks shook the door. Not friendly knocks, official knocks. She opened it slowly and froze. A tall woman in a sleek black suit stood on her doorstep. Cold eyes, perfect posture, no smile. "Good morning," she said. "My name is Chisom Yuda." Amara's throat tightened. You approve my divorce papers." Chisom stepped inside without waiting. "Yes, because Kelechi wants this handled quickly and quietly. You only need to sign." Amara blinked. "Who are you to my husband? Why are you involved in my marriage?" Chisom gave a small, almost irritated smile. "I handle things for him." "What things?" "Everything he isn't stable enough to handle himself." The room felt like it dropped 10 degrees. "What do you mean, stable?" Amara asked carefully. Chisom closed the folder she carried. "Kelechi has episodes," she said smoothly. "And when he does, he becomes unpredictable." Amara's breath caught. "What episodes?" "He never told me." "He wouldn't," Chisom replied. "He's ashamed of them, and he depends on me to keep him functional." Amara stepped back. "You talk like you own him." Chisom's eyes hardened. "I improved him. I stabilized him. And now you're disrupting the system." Amara swallowed. "What system?" Chisom's voice dropped. "The one that requires him to leave you." Before Amara could respond, Chisom leaned in and whispered, "Do not fight this divorce. I don't want you involved when the next phase begins." "And what phase is that?" Amara whispered. Chisom smiled faintly. "Kelechi's realignment." Then she turned to leave. "And one more thing," she added calmly without facing her. "You're being watched. Do nothing foolish." The door closed. Amara stood frozen, heart pounding, realizing one thing with chilling clarity. This wasn't about divorce. This was removal. And someone who had power over her husband wanted her gone. Amara didn't eat. She didn't shower. She didn't move from the living room floor for hours after Chisom left. Her mind replayed every word. "He depends on me. He has episodes. You're disrupting the system. You're being watched." What system? What episodes? What did this woman have to do with Kelechi's life? And why did he allow her? At 3:12 p.m., something tapped her window. Tap, 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 slow, deliberate. Her stomach knotted. She walked to the window, slid the curtain carefully. No one. But something was taped to the glass, a folded note. Her hands trembled as she brought it inside and opened it. 4 rushed, uneven lines. "Do not sign the divorce. You are not safe." Chisom is lying. Meet me at Greenridge Market. 6 p.m. Come alone. Amara's throat tightened. Who wrote this? How did they know about Chisom? About the divorce? About danger? She reread it, heart racing faster each time. Then her phone buzzed. A message from Kelechi. Don't leave the house today. Amara froze. She typed back. Why? His reply was instant. Because I said so. Stay there. A cold realization hit her. This wasn't normal concern. That was an order. A command he didn't even explain. And something in her chest whispered. He didn't write that message. He copied someone else's tone. Her fear shifted. Now it wasn't just Chisom she feared. It was the possibility that someone was controlling him, forcing him to treat her as a threat. She stared at the note again. 6 p.m. Come alone. Every instinct screamed trap. Every instinct also screamed truth, and the thought of doing nothing, of letting Chisom erase her life quietly, felt more dangerous than walking into the unknown. At 5:51, Amara put on a hoodie, slipped out of the back door, and walked quickly toward Greenridge Market. Her heart thudded with every step. When she reached the market, the evening crowd was thinning. The sound of frying oil, distant chatter, and radio music floated around her. She looked around nervously. Mrs. Duru? She spun around. A man stood beside a stall, hood pulled up, hands trembling slightly. He looked terrified. My name is Ebuka, he said quietly. I worked with your husband. Amara stiffened. You wrote the note? Ebuka glanced around quickly. Yes, and we need to talk fast. Because if Chisom finds out I'm here, he swallowed hard, she will eliminate both of us. Amara's breath caught. What does she want? Why is she in my marriage? Ebuka stepped closer. Kelechi isn't leaving you because he wants to. Amara's chest tightened. Then why? Ebuka lowered his voice. Because Chisom controls him. Amara felt dizzy. She said he has episodes. He doesn't, Ebuka whispered. She created them. Amara's knees weakened. What are you talking about? Ebuka scanned the area again, then leaned in. Kelechi is part of a behavioral project, Amara. Chisom's project. She didn't guide him. She trained him. Amara's breath hitched. No, he's not a project. He's a person, my husband. That's exactly why she wants you gone, Ebuka said urgently. You're breaking her work. Amara swallowed. What work? Ebuka exhaled shakily. Kelechi was rebuilt after a collapse. His mind, his memories, his emotions. And Chisom was the architect. Amara stared at him in horror. Rebuilt? Why? Before Ebuka could answer, a familiar female voice behind them whispered, He deserves to know, too. They turned. A young woman in a dark hoodie stepped out of the shadows. Amara's heart stopped. She was trembling, eyes red, terrified. My name is Amarachi Ud, she said softly. And I'm Chisom's sister. Amara froze. Amarachi continued. And if you don't help me, and help him, she's going to kill us all. For a moment, Amara couldn't speak. Chisom's sister stood trembling in front of her, hoodie pulled low, fear written all over her face. Ebuka kept glancing over his shoulder, like danger was already approaching. Amarachi swallowed hard. Please, listen to me, she said softly. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here because I'm next. Amara blinked. Next for what? Amarachi's voice broke. For the same thing she did to Kelechi, the words hit like a knife. Ebuka clenched his fists. She's talking about the conditioning. Amara frowned. What conditioning? Why does everyone keep saying that? He's not some experiment. He's my husband. Ebuka stepped closer. Amara, Kelechi was an experiment. Amara's heart seized. Her voice came out thin. No, that's impossible. He never told me. Because he doesn't remember, Amarachi whispered. And the parts he does remember? Chisom punishes him for... A cold shiver ran down Amara's spine. Punishes? How? Ebuka exhaled shakily. Triggers, commands, psychological cues. She can shut his mind down, force panic, override memory. He lowered his voice. She did it to him once before. That's why he had the breakdown 3 years ago. Amara staggered back. He told me it was stress. It wasn't, Amarachi whispered. It was Chisom breaking him. Amara's eyes burned. Why? Why would she do that to him? Amarachi wiped a tear. Because he was too independent, too smart, too strong, he questioned things, and my sister hates people she can't control. Ebuka nodded. So she destroyed the original Kelechi, and rebuilt him into someone obedient. Amara shook her head, tears running. No, Kelechi isn't weak. He's not, Amarachi said quickly. That's why you're in danger. Amara looked up, confused. Me? Why? Amarachi stepped closer. Because you woke up the part of him she buried. Silence. Thick. Heavy. Life-changing. Amara whispered, What? You make him remember, Amarachi said. When he sees you, something in him fights the programming. She didn't expect that. No one did, Ebuka added. And that makes you a threat she needs to remove. Amara felt her knees weaken. So the divorce isn't really a divorce, Ebuka nodded. It's an extraction. And you're next, Amarachi whispered. Once you're gone, she'll push him into the final stage. Amara swallowed painfully. What stage? Amarachi's voice shook. The collapse, Amara froze. What collapse? Ebuka's face darkened. The one that wipes his memories completely. The one that kills everything he ever felt for you. Tears streamed down Amara's face. No, she can't take him from me. She can't erase me. Amarachi grabbed her hands desperately. She will. Unless you help us stop her. Amara stared between them. Why me? Amarachi's answer shattered her. Because out of everyone in his life, you are the only person he chose on his own. Amara choked on a sob. So what do we do? Ebuka looked around sharply. Not here. We have to move. Now. Amara wiped her tears quickly. Where are we going? Amarachi whispered. To the only person who knows how to break Chisom's control. She took a shaky breath. Kelechi's mother. They moved fast. Ebuka led Amara and Amarachi through back roads and side streets until the noise of Greenridge Market faded behind them. Amara held the note in her pocket, her mind spinning, her heart pounding. Kelechi. Controlled, conditioned, broken, rebuilt, and she, unknowingly, the crack in the system. They reached a small, dusty road leading toward the outskirts. Amara finally asked the question burning through her. Why Kelechi's mother? What does she know? Ebuka didn't slow down. She was there at the beginning, before the conditioning, before Chisom, before the collapse, Amarachi whispered, and she tried to stop it, and they punished her. Amara's stomach sank. Punished. How? Ebuka's jaw tightened. They removed her from his life, lied to Kelechi, lied to the public. She isn't missing. She was hidden for her own safety. Amara blinked. Kelechi thinks she abandoned him. That's what Chisom wanted him to believe, Amarachi said softly. Because love makes people fight back. A painful silence filled the car as they drove deeper into the outskirts. Finally, Ebuka pulled over beside a small bungalow surrounded by tall trees. This is it, he whispered. Amara's heartbeat kicked hard. They approached quietly. Ebuka knocked twice in a strange rhythm. For a long moment, nothing. Then the door opened only an inch. A woman's voice whispered, Ebuka. Yes, ma'am, it's me. The door opened fully, and Amara felt her breath leave her. Kelechi's mother stood in the doorway, slender, tense, tired, but with an unmistakable resemblance to her son. Her eyes widened when she saw Amara, and then widened more when she saw Amarachi. But when she spoke, her voice broke completely. Where is my son? Amara stepped forward shakily. He's not well. His mother's face collapsed. I knew it, she whispered. I knew she would do it again. They carried Kelechi inside. He lay unconscious on a small bed, breath shaky, body twitching just slightly. His mother dropped to her knees beside him. Oh, my baby. She held his hand like she was afraid it would vanish. What have they done to you this time? Amara wiped her cheeks. Madam, please. Tell me what this is. Tell me what she did. Kelechi's mother looked up at her slowly, eyes filled with a pain Amara had never seen. Chisom didn't save my son, she said. She broke him. Amara's chest tightened. Why? His mother swallowed hard. Because he found out the truth. What truth? Amara whispered. A long, heavy silence. Then Kelechi's mother said the words that made Amara's blood freeze. He discovered the behavioral program Chisom was building, and he tried to expose her. Amara blinked hard. He tried to stop her? Yes, his mother breathed, and she retaliated. How? His mother closed her eyes, tears falling. She triggered a collapse that nearly killed him. Amarachi covered her mouth. Ebuka bowed his head. Amara felt sick. And now? She whispered. His mother looked at Kelechi again. Now she's finishing what she started. Amara tightened her grip on Kelechi's hand. She said he only has hours before the collapse wipes everything. His mother nodded slowly. It's true. His mind is closing, Amara whispered. Then what do we do? His mother looked directly at her. You help him remember the one thing she couldn't erase. What's that? His mother gave a slow, heartbreaking smile. You. Kelechi lay on the bed trembling, breath shallow, eyes fluttering like someone trapped between worlds. Amara knelt beside him, holding his cold hand against her chest. Kelechi's mother stood close, her voice low but steady. Listen carefully, Amara. Chisom buried parts of him, not erased, buried. To break the collapse, you must bring one memory back, a memory that belongs to you and him alone. Amara wiped her tears. But he's slipping. How do I reach him? You call him, his mother whispered. Not his mind, his soul. Amara leaned closer, brushing a trembling hand across his cheek. Kelechi, she whispered. Please hear me. It's me, Amara. His eyelids flickered, a tiny response. Barely there, but real. Amara's heart pulled tight. Yes, come back. Come back to me. Kelechi's mother nodded. Start at the beginning. Remind him of the moment he chose you. Amara closed her eyes, inhaled shakily, and whispered, The night we first met. Do you remember? Kelechi twitched slightly, a tiny jolt. She continued, You were sitting alone outside your office building. Everyone else had left. You were staring at nothing, like something was broken inside you. His fingers twitched, and I walked past you. I asked if you were okay. His breath stuttered. You looked at me, like you didn't expect a stranger to care. You smiled, a real smile, not the cold one you used to hide. A tear slipped from the corner of his eye. Amara gasped softly. He heard her. You told me you're the first person who asked me that in a long time, and I sat with you, even though I didn't know your name. Kelechi's hand gripped hers, weakly, shakily, but on purpose. His mother covered her mouth. It's working, she whispered. Amara leaned closer, tears dripping onto his chest. You walked me home that night. You said the streets were too dark, and when we reached my door, you said something I'll never forget. Kelechi's lips moved slightly, a whisper, barely audible. Amara. She cried harder. Yes, yes, I'm here. I'm right here, his mother whispered. That's the anchor. Pull harder. Amara brushed her fingers through his hair. You said thank you for seeing me, and I didn't understand it then, but now I know. His breath deepened, like his body was trying to climb back up from a deep pit. You hadn't been seen in years. Chisom erased everyone around you, but you let me in. You let me see the real you. His chest rose sharply, a gasp. Then, Kelechi's eyes opened. Not fully, not steadily, but open. And they were filled with pain and recognition. He whispered, You pulled me out. Amara broke completely. Yes, and I'm here to do it again. His mother backed away, wiping tears. He's fighting the collapse, but it's not enough. He needs more memories. Before Amara could speak, Amarachi suddenly stiffened. Someone's outside. Ebuka rushed to the window, peeking through the curtain, his face drained. Not someone, he whispered. Her. Amara felt ice fill her lungs. Chisom? No, Ebuka said, voice trembling. Chisom, and the man who trained her. Outside, two figures stood in the dark, watching the house, waiting. Amara held Kelechi tightly as his mother whispered, They found us. Amara swallowed hard. What do we do? His mother looked at her with calm, deadly clarity. You keep waking him up. And the rest? Amara whispered. His mother's eyes hardened. We fight. The house fell into a suffocating silence. Only Kelechi's rough, uneven breaths filled the room. Outside, two shadows stood motionless beneath the trees. Chisom, cold, sharp, unblinking. Dr. Okizi, the ghost behind the entire nightmare. They weren't rushing. They were waiting. That was worse. Kelechi's mother moved quickly, pulling drawers open, locking doors, sliding heavy wooden latches into place. Ebuka peeked through the curtain again. They're not moving, he whispered. They're just watching. Amarachi trembled. That's how he works, she said quietly. Uncle Okizi doesn't chase. He lets fear do half the job. Amara ignored the window, ignored the shadows, ignored the rising terror. She focused on Kelechi, whose breaths were getting shorter again. His mother knelt beside her. Keep talking, she whispered. His mind is slipping again. Amara leaned close, pressing her forehead to Kelechi's. Kelechi, stay with me. Stay right here. His eyelids fluttered. She continued quickly. Remember our first argument? You told me you didn't know how to love people. And I told you I didn't need perfection, just honesty. His breathing changed. And you said you didn't deserve me. His fingertips twitched. You do. You always did. He forced his eyes open an inch. I remember that. Amara smiled through tears. Yes, that's it. Stay inside that memory. Stay with me. But his eyes suddenly widened. Fear, recognition, pain. She's here, he whispered. Amara froze. He wasn't talking about her. He was talking about the presence outside. His mother cupped his face gently. Kelechi, look at me. He tried to, but his gaze kept drifting toward the door. His mother whispered urgently, You are not hers. You were never hers. She only took advantage of your pain. Fight her, my son. Fight her like you did the first time. Kelechi shook. The first time, she broke me. No, his mother said fiercely. She weakened you. You broke yourself free. That's why she fears you. Amara gasped softly. So Kelechi had resisted in the past. Dr. Okezi's voice echoed outside. Calm, chilling, controlled. Kelechi, come now. It's time. Kelechi convulsed. Amara held him tightly. No, don't listen. Don't go. Stay with me. His mother leaned close. Amara, give him another memory. Anything strong, anything real. Amara closed her eyes, searching her heart, then whispered, Remember the night you told me you felt safe for the first time? His breath hitched. You said no one had ever touched you without wanting something. No one had ever held you without making demands, but I held your hand and you didn't pull away. His tears spilled. I remember you said, I'm here, and I'm not afraid of your shadows. Amara broke, and I meant it. Kelechi's grip tightened around her wrist, stronger than before. His mother whispered, He's coming back. Keep going. But then, boom, a loud hit against the door. Everyone jumped. Another hit, harder. The wood cracked. Ebuka shouted, They're breaking in! Kelechi's mother stood up instantly. Amara, stay with him. Do not stop talking. Amarachi grabbed Amara's shoulder. If they get inside, everything's over. Amara looked at the door cracking apart. Fear punched through her. Then she looked at Kelechi, fighting, shaking, clinging to her voice. And she understood. She was the only thing standing between him and oblivion. She cupped his face with trembling hands. Kelechi, if you hear me, say my name. The door cracked again. Kelechi shivered violently. Amara. Another hit. Kelechi, don't let go. Another hit. The door splintered. He whispered, Don't leave me. Amara pressed her forehead to his. I won't. The door finally burst open. Chisom stepped in. Behind her, Dr. Okizi, and he was smiling. The door burst open like a gunshot. Wood flew, hinges snapped. The lamps flickered. Amara's breath froze. Chisom stepped inside first, calm, tall, untouched by fear. Behind her, Dr. Okezi Ude, gray suit, cold eyes, a smile that could freeze, blood. Kelechi's mother didn't flinch. She stood her ground, small but unbroken. Dr. Okezi walked in slowly, scanning the room. "Good evening," he said softly. "As you can see, I've come to collect what belongs to me." Amara's blood boiled. "He's your victim, not your property." Dr. Okezi looked at her the way someone looks at an insect they might crush. "Ah, the wife. The anomaly." He stepped closer. "You have caused complications." Amara didn't move. "You destroyed him, and now you want to finish it." "He was unstable," Okezi replied calmly. "He needed structure. He needed freedom." Okezi smiled slowly. "Freedom is a luxury for the sane." Amara felt anger burn in her bones. Chisom stepped forward, eyes locked on Kelechi. "Move," she ordered Amara. "He needs to come with us." Amara tightened her grip on Kelechi's hand. "No." Chisom's expression sharpened. "You think standing there changes anything? He is collapsing. In minutes he won't remember your face." Amara leaned closer to Kelechi. "Kelechi, I'm here. Stay with me." Okezi moved to the foot of the bed. "Let's end this." "Chisom." She reached into her coat and pulled out a small black device. Amarachi gasped. No, don't use that." Dr. Okezi glanced at her. "You always were the emotional one." Chisom raised the device. "This will finish the collapse." Amara panicked. Stop, please." Chisom pressed her thumb. But Ebuka flew across the room and hit her hand. The device clattered across the floor. "Run, Amara!" Ebuka shouted. Okezi grabbed Ebuka by the shirt with terrifying strength and slammed him against the wall. "You were always a disappointment," he hissed. Amara dropped beside Kelechi quickly. "Kelechi, look at me. Please, stay with me." He twitched violently. His mother knelt on his other side. "Kelechi, my son." Listen to her voice. "Not theirs." He gasped sharply, like he was drowning. Chisom retrieved the device from the floor. Enough of this. She aimed it at Kelechi, and then something snapped. Not outside, inside him. Kelechi's hand shot up and grabbed Amara's wrist with unexpected strength. His eyes flew open, but they weren't lost. They were awake, focused, burning. "Kelechi?" Amara whispered. He wasn't looking at her. He was staring directly at Chisom, and there was no obedience in his eyes, only rage. He pushed himself halfway up, body shaking violently but fueled by something deeper. His voice came out broken, but powerful. "Don't touch her." Chisom froze. Even Okezi paused. Kelechi's mother covered her mouth, tears spilling. "He's fighting it," she whispered. "He's breaking the collapse." Kelechi clenched his jaw, muscles trembling as if lifting a mountain. Amara held his face. "I'm here. Keep going. Keep fighting." Chisom's calm faltered for the first time. "This isn't possible. He can't override stage 3. Okezi raised a hand sharply. Silence. He stared at Kelechi with unsettling curiosity. "Impressive," he murmured. "But pointless." Chisom lifted the device again. "Kelechi," she commanded firmly. "Kneel." Kelechi's body jerked, shook, twisted, but he didn't kneel. He growled through clenched teeth. "No." The device flickered. Chisom's confidence cracked. "What?" Dr. Okezi leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "His anchor," he said in a low voice. "He's using her as a counter-trigger." Amara held Kelechi's face, her forehead pressed to his. "That's right. Stay with me. Only me." Kelechi's grip tightened. He whispered, "Amara, don't let go." "I won't," she whispered fiercely. "I won't ever let you go." Chisom finally snapped. "Enough." She lunged toward the bed, but Kelechi's mother stepped in front of her, eyes blazing. "You will not touch my son again." Chisom smirked. "You can't stop me." But Kelechi's mother whispered one chilling sentence. "No, but she can." Everyone turned to Amara. Kelechi's hand tightened around hers again. He whispered, "Show me something real." His mother nodded at Amara. "Give him one more memory, the strongest one you have." Amara's heart pounded. She whispered, "Kelechi, do you remember the night you told me you loved me for the first time?" Kelechi inhaled sharply. Chisom's eyes widened. No, No, stop. But it was too late, Kelechi whispered. I remember. The room shook with tension as Kelechi whispered the words that Chisom never wanted to hear. I remember. It wasn't loud. It wasn't strong. But it was enough to make Chisom stumble back like she'd been slapped. Dr. Okezi's smile finally dropped. Kelechi's mother exhaled shakily, hope flickering. Amara held Kelechi's face with both hands trembling. Kelechi, what do you remember? He swallowed slowly, his chest rising and falling like someone climbing out of deep water. The night I told you, I loved you, he whispered. Amara felt her entire body break. He remembered. He remembered. She leaned closer, voice shaking. What did you say that night? Kelechi blinked hard, fighting the collapse with sheer force of will. I told you. You were the only thing in my life that felt real. That with you, I wasn't afraid of myself. A tear fell down Amara's cheek. Yes, that's it. Come back to me. Chisom snapped out of her shock. Enough! She pointed the device at him, thumb trembling over the button. This ends now. But she wasn't fast enough. Because Kelechi moved. Not like a man collapsing, like a man waking up. His hand shot up and grabbed her wrist, squeezing the device so hard she yelped. Everyone froze. Chisom stared at him, horrified. You can't override my commands. Kelechi's voice was low, dangerous, awake. You don't own me. He twisted her wrist. The device fell to the floor and shattered. Chisom screamed. Dr. Okezi stepped forward instantly. Kelechi, stand down. Kelechi shook, violently, like two parts of him were fighting. Amara grabbed his face again. You don't listen to them. Look at me. Only me. His eyes snapped to hers, and something inside him aligned. I choose, he whispered, breath shaking. You. Okezi's expression finally twisted into anger. Enough sentiment, he growled. If he won't obey, then he's useless. He reached into his coat. Amarachi screamed. He's taking out the override. Injector. Amara, move him. But Kelechi acted first. He pulled Amara behind him and stood, barely, but stood. His legs shook. His chest heaved, but he didn't fall. Okezi stepped closer. Kelechi, don't make this harder. Kelechi clenched his jaw. You already broke me once. Okezi lifted the injector. I'll break you again. He lunged. But Kelechi's mother threw herself in front of her son. No! The injector cut across her arm. She cried out, collapsing. Amara screamed. Kelechi roared, an animalistic tearing sound, and pushed forward with everything left inside him. He slammed into Okezi. They crashed into a table. Wood splintered. The injector skidded across the floor. Chisom ran for it, but Amarachi tackled her, knocking her to the ground. You ruined our family! She screamed. Ebuka grabbed Okezi by the collar and held him down. Within seconds, the predators became the trapped ones. Breathing hard, Kelechi staggered to his mother. Mama, are you hurt? She winced. It's not deep, she whispered. But you're awake. He nodded slowly, then looked at Amara, and his first full, real smile in years appeared. I'm awake, because of you, Amara sobbed as she hugged him. Kelechi held her tightly, shaking but conscious, present, here. Behind them, Chisom screamed and kicked as the injector was slid out of reach. You can't take him from me, she shrieked. I made him what he iced. Kelechi looked at her with quiet fury. No, he said softly. You made what you wanted. I'm becoming what I choose. Okezi glared murder. This isn't over. But Ebuka smirked. Oh, it is. You just lost your perfect weapon. Okezi sneered as Ebuka tied his hands. You think he's free? No, Amara said softly, holding Kelechi's face. He's healing. Kelechi leaned his forehead to hers. And I'll keep fighting. As long as you're here, Amara whispered. I'm not going anywhere. His mother smiled weakly. Neither am I. Amarachi collapsed to the floor, shaking from adrenaline, tears dripping. Ebuka exhaled for the first time in minutes. Chisom screamed again, but this time no one listened. Okezi went silent, defeated. Kelechi looked around the room, at the people who had fought for him, and finally breathed. Really breathed. For the first time in years. He looked at Amara. "Take me home," he whispered. And she nodded, always, and that is how Amara fought for the man she loved. Not with strength, not with power, but with the one thing Chisom could never break, Kelechi's love for her. If you enjoyed this story and want more emotional, dramatic, and powerful narrations like this, make sure you subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next story. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.